We gotta start being for real. We gotta stop being performative in our daily interactions. Social media. We gotta start being fucking for real. Everybody's talking about the young lady who may or may not have been experiencing some level of spiritual psychosis, spiritual attack, who unalived her partner, one child, and attempted unalivement of another while unaliving herself. And it is my concern that if we don't start being fucking for real with ourselves, this is really just the beginning. Like all of the performing for social media, for likes, for validation, to be heard, and I don't feel like that's a negative thing, wanting to be heard. Like we all want to be heard and felt. These are innate, just human needs, basic human needs. Nurturing, receptivity. And I'm truly concerned that if we don't start being honest with ourselves about our needs, more is going to happen. More outbreaks of spiritual psychosis. It's bound to happen. These last 4 to 5 years of COVID has really done a number on us all globally, and we are not okay. It's okay to say this shit has been fucked up, and it's okay to not be okay, but we really gotta be fucking for real. We really got to be for real. So I'm gonna just talk. Hey y'all. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to join, feel free to do so. But I want to talk a little bit about feminine and masculine. What's been going on with you? With me. It feels good to not be so fragmented, to finally be back into my whole self, back into alignment with my higher self, my future all-knowing self. Not be running from my past self. And present. Here in the present, it feels really good. It feels so good. And in being fucking for real with myself, I really just had to get away. Like right now, there's this book called Intimate Communion. Oh God, what's his name? David something? Intimate Communion. It's a blue book. He talks about how people move to certain locations because they mimic, the things that they need, right? Or in areas of their life, they may be deficient, energetically deficient. And so, say for instance, someone may move to New York City. And you think about the landscape of New York City, You know, you've got these towering skyscrapers, concrete everywhere. There's the hustle and bustle, the go get it, you know, that's masculine, right? And so then you think of a space like Hawaii, and it's got these curves, and there's water and mountains and hills, and it's what? It's feminine, right? And so based on what one may feel like they're lacking, they tend to find themselves in these spaces, right? And for those of us who are, and we all are to some degree, who are sensitive to our environments, you may become that which you are surrounded by most often. You become your environment. And then he goes more in depth, and he talks about substances. He talks about how alcohol kind of makes you, it kind of mimics the feminine, and you kind of in and out your body, you moving, you flowing through spirit. People who may partake in like cocaine, it gives you that jolt of masculine energy, just get up and go, makes you want to do things and, you know, power through. Shrooms makes you feel wavy, you know, it's the feminine energy. And I thought that was really interesting. How we use our environments and supplements and things to supplement for what we're lacking, or what we feel we're lacking on a subconscious level. And I think it's really, really cool. I've taken up lymphatic draining. Like, this is just my first like go around with it. So I was like, you know what, let me jump on live and just get into it. You know what I'm saying? And talk. And this has really been helping me reconnect with my own feminine energy and flow. I mean, lymphatic drainage, and it's flow. It's all about flow. And I think about my time in Dallas, Fort Worth, even as a trucker, being in and out of ley lines and crossing into different time zones. I don't know, that sound may be annoying. In and out of different time zones, you know, I got to experience different environments, different landscapes, you know? And it was crazy how things would shift once you cross the one state line into another. But a lot of the people, for the most part, they're all the same. They were all the same. Right now I'm in Arkansas. You know anything about Arkansas, it's called the natural state. The ground there's quartz crystal everywhere. Basically, you just walk out into your front yard. I'm originally from Arkansas. So the fact that I had to come back home for a time to regroup and reground, get off the muck that was Dallas Fort Worth, and regroup has been the biggest like irony. Like, you think you want to get out of the small town. You think you want to get, you know, you just need to go and get away. And then it's like, yeah, but, you know, there's an old African proverb that basically said, no matter where you go, everywhere you go, there you are. And so during my time in Dallas Fort Worth, I was constantly being bombarded by different versions of myself that I hadn't integrated yet. It was all like reflections of my bloodline. Reflections of my bloodline. It was like, what? What is even happening? And then the shedding of like, what's even mine? What's mine? What's not mine? And it leads me to like extend this question to you guys. Is like, do you know what's even yours? Like, are you aware of what's your energetic things that are in your auric field? Like, does it even belong to you? The things that are stuck in your auric field that do not belong to you. And I'm talking, let's just stick with this lifetime. We don't want to talk about, get too far. We don't want to put the cart before the horse and start talking about past lives and things like that. Let's stick with this one. How much debris is inside of your auric field that truly doesn't belong to you, that you have adopted as your own, whether it's the trauma or the behavior patterns of your parents, whoever raised you, every authority figure that you've come across throughout your lifetime. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 70 years, 20 years, 18. How much of it is even your shit? And we're not even talking about the sexual aspect of it yet. Like, just the people we come across on a daily basis. Somebody flipping you off in traffic, or cutting you off, or cutting them off. And now you're carrying that evil out with you everywhere. You know? How often are you cleansing yourself? Your spiritual cleanses. How often are you doing your Olympiads? I have a video on my pinned to my page about Olympiads. Head cleanses, coconut cleanses. Sometimes it is environmental factors, but it is up to you, the individual, to realize, hey, all the red flags and alarms going off inside of your body saying like something is not right. Sure, it's environmental factors, but internally, why are you constantly putting yourself in red flag situations? Red flag situations, and why are you subconsciously attracted to red flag people, red flag foods? These are all part of the like shadow work questions that you ask. What part of you feels safe with red flag people? Like really, really, really dig into that. I'm trying to find that line they were talking about. I think, nope, there it is. Oh. So, anyway, you gotta stop performing. Because what's happening is people are like splitting mentally. Like reality versus social media. Like it's and everybody is experiencing their own reality. So many people are stuck in La La Land, whether it's like Walt Disney perception of what reality, of what relationships are supposed to be, what love is, to the fact that like we don't realize like, hey, it starts in the heart. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing to each other? These impossible standards. These impossible standards. Which are all rooted in delusion. A cartoonist, someone brought down into creation their wildest dreams and wildest imagination, and we've made it law. And built our foundations of what love should be and intimacy. Pocahontas, John Smith, a fucking love story. Like, what? During that time, your captor becomes your lover. And it's this beautiful, oh God. So much deprogramming. I just want to testify that healing is possible. But you really just gotta be fucking for real. You gotta get real about your shit. You attracted to the addiction to toxicity. You really just gotta be fucking for real. And if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's okay to not know what the fuck you're doing. But at the same time, you're gonna attract people who gonna make you into who they want you to be. They can't wait to do that. Think about Geppetto and Pinocchio. Eventually Pinocchio woke up and decided like, oh, I want to be a real boy. Not everybody wants to turn you loose after they've created and molded you into their idea of the perfect puppet. And you're going to have to know how to fight to get away from that. So that's what Dallas taught me. That's what Dallas taught me. How to fight. And also how to surrender. Protect myself better spiritually. My spiritual hygiene was shit until the spiritual warfare and things that I experienced in DFW. So for that, I'm grateful. But anyway, if we're gonna be anything, we gotta be fucking for real. And that's really all I wanted to say. But I'll be back in Dallas once I finish recuperating. It feels fucking good to be back on the land here in Arkansas, though. It's so replenishing. It's so replenishing. Getting back on the land, reconnecting with the land, healing my feminine essence, being supported by the masculine from within. A lot of the searching that we do externally is really just seeking the alignment with spirit. Like everything that we've been seeking outside of ourselves really comes from God, the all, aligning with your higher self. Like that's really it. And not so much leaning so far into man and somebody else's guidance to where you totally forfeit your own common sense and your own intuition. And then we get on social media pretending, and then other people feed into that delusion when there's people who know you for real at the house. And then they start to clash. When you start dipping and dabbling in spell work and all that other shit, and next thing you know, your mind is not your mind anymore. And my condolences to everyone who was affected by the young lady, Mystic Lipstick. Spiritual psychosis, personality splitting. Like I said, I'm really concerned if we don't get for real about who we truly are and not the persona that we want to project into the world. There's going to be a lot more cases like that. And at the end of the day, there's nobody to blame but self. We're our first healer. We're our first Judas outside of our, upbringing. But we, not listening to our intuition about people, places, and things and ideas. That becomes Judas. Attacking from within, popping up outside of you. just to remind you that you are the God you seek. You are the help you seek. You are the guide. You're the God that you seek. It's all within. And your external environment only reflects the work that you have or have not done yet. It shows you what you're capable of too. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. If we're going to be anything in this life, we got to be fucking for real. Get serious about your boundaries. Get serious about your standards. Get serious about your NOs, and stand on it. Heal those codependent enabler patterns, the narcissistic traits that we all have. Get balanced in our masculine and feminine energies, regardless of how it presents. It is the essence. You can't tame God. You can't put God in a box. So why the fuck are you trying to do that with yourselves? Allow the energies to flow. Lymphatic drainage. Because they can cause blockages throughout the body. Throat chakra, breast tissue, the lymph nodes, all throughout the body. Anyway, that's it. That's all. If you're watching this playback, thank y'all. Just rambling, getting used to getting back in the flow of getting in front of the camera. So yeah, thank y'all for rocking with me for however long you've been following Yoga Choco Pose, the Self-Centered LLC, Shibari Experience, formerly known as the Shibari Experience. And I look forward to giving you all some really quality content in the days, weeks, months, years to come, for however long Spirit has me on this journey. Yeah. And I wish you all a successful shadow and light integration experience. It feels so good to be back in my body and back whole. And I want that for you too. Whenever you're ready. Anyway, I'm preparing for movement. Probably gonna shoot some yoga content shortly. I don't know if I'm gonna post it, but I don't know. We'll see how it feels. But anyway, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. Get away for a while. God damn it. Leave it all. Delete these social media apps if you got to. And just get fucking for real about who you are and what direction you're going in life. Fuck all the inflation and all that other stuff. Put all of it down. Just for an hour. Or a day, whatever. Yeah. That's it. That's my time. Taisha, DarkYogi hooks. Yeah. Shadow integration specialist. Peace.